This is Rainbow 4 with the first ever podcast called Literally Me. Today I have your favorite and mine, Jackson Fry.
Yes, sir!
Thanks for having me today. I'm a big fan. Let's get started with you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Born on March 15, 2004. I'm 16 years old. I'm the oldest brother in my family. I have a brother and sister. I have been in school since I was 2. I have a dog named Nelly. I also got my learner's permit. Can you talk to me a little bit of how you first got interested into reading? I started reading in kindergarten. The books I used to read had lots of pictures. The pictures in the book made it interesting. Some of my favorites that I remembered reading and still do read. Thomas, Brown Bear, Curious George, and I was also a Lightning McQueen fan before I became a fan of Thomas. Did any of these things change when you got to middle school? In middle school, I became interested in Titanic, World War II, classic trains. I like books and videos about the subjects. I also read books like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Captain Underpants, and the I Survived the books. Now that you're in high school, what are your interests now, currently? In high school, I mostly like to read nonfiction books, but last year I did read The Lord of the Flies and finished that book back in May. Can you tell me about teachers that were inspirational to you that got you to start reading? The teachers that influenced me are Mrs. Royston, Mr. Rockefeller, Mr. Hunley. Encouraged me to be a better reader and writer, even though reading sometimes isn't really my favorite thing to do. They also gave me books that interested me, and they also encouraged me a lot. How would you describe your attitude towards writing? I have a positive attitude about writing, but sometimes my writing can be very messy and very unorganized. I always use graphic organizers to organize my thoughts and to include more specific details in a paragraph. I also like to learn and use new vocabulary words that I never heard before. And now, can you talk to me a little bit about your attitude towards reading? I think I'm a motivated reader because I like to read to people and animals, like my 2 grandmothers and dog Nelly. Also like reading to you as well, Mommy. I really like to read about facts I didn't know before. I like to read Wikia pages to find quick answers to questions. I mostly read short chapters or articles. Mostly like short stories. Can you talk to me about your favorite subjects, genres, etc. of books you like to read? When I have time, I like to read books about history, World War II, Titanic, trains, and filmmaking. Can you take a turn and let's talk about what you don't like about reading? Long chapters can sometimes bore me and are hard to remember. I don't like reading a lot of hard words that are too hard to pronounce. I saved the hardest question for last. Who's your favorite YouTuber? I like Steve the Weave, but Trainboy04 is my absolute favorite. His live streams and bloopers are the best. That's it today, folks. Hope you enjoyed the Train Boy 04 and Jackson Rittery Me podcast.